Well, good morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. And yeah, you joined me on JB Pool again today. Managed to get here last night. I finished work about 5:45 last night. It took me about 40 minutes to get here, so by the time I got here it was dark. So yeah, managed to get the barrow around in the dark, quickly put the bivvy up, and then I just put 3 solid bags on and just flick them out to the spots. I didn't really want to be thrashing a lead about too late at night. Trying to cast about in the dark and try and hit accurate spots is quite difficult. So yeah, put 3 solid bags on. Kind of figured that they'd be half decently presented, even if I didn't get bang onto the spots. So, but yeah, I haven't had anything in the night. There's been plenty of fish showing out there, but they've been a bit longer. I think they've been showing out in front of Peg 9, which is just over the other side there. So yeah, and they seem to be showing out in the middle of the lake as well. The lake's looking beautiful at the moment. It's changing day by day really. All the leaves are now starting to turn brown and yellow, and starting to drop off the trees, so there's leaves everywhere. But yeah, there's a big bank of weed right in the middle of the lake, and it's really dying off now, but the fish seem to be migrating around that area now. So I'm going to stick it out in this corner swim though. I have been putting quite a bit of bait in here, and I do think the fish are still coming in this corner. So yeah, I'm going to persevere in this corner. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do in a bit, I'm going to get the rods back in, and I'm going to change them over just to the Hinge stiff rigs, and just flick them out to my close in spots. I do think they have been coming in again. So the only thing is the swans have been a bit of a pain in the arse lately, and because they're so shallow in this corner, they really have been dipping down on my baited areas. So it's just a matter of trying to keep them away really. But yeah, it's now starting to drizzle a little bit. They have give out rain today, and yeah, it's pretty overcast already. So and it's blowing a northerly wind. I think the wind's changed. It was a southwesterly yesterday, but it's actually changed to a northerly now, which is blowing right up into this corner. And they have give out temperatures between 12 and 13 degrees today, but with that little bit of a wind chill, it's feeling a bit chilly, so I've had to put my coat on. So yeah, last couple of weeks been quite busy. I've been working on my website. Managed to get that up and running now, so that's live. So I'll leave a link up here for you to go and have a look at it. And I'd appreciate your comments in the description, just to let me know what you think of it. Any improvements that you think I could make. It's 90% finished. I've still got a few bits and pieces to put on there, but I do actually plan on putting a blog on there in the future, and some news feeds as well. So keep an eye out for that. It's quite exciting. And yeah, been down last week. Managed to get down just for a quick night last week. Didn't do any filming, but I managed to sneak another fish out of this corner. Nice 23 £12 mirror, an old saddleback mirror. Not sure if that's actually one of the original fish out of here, but that's, yeah, right old character that was. Check this out. Lovely old mirror. A little dark thing. Already weighed it, £23.12. On the left hand rod again. So that's the rod just cast straight out in front of me between the lily beds. Check that out. Yeah. £23.12. Chuffed to bits with that. On the Hinge stiff rig again. Pineaphell pop up. And just over a scattering of the baitworks boilies. just the same as before, just a mixture of them. But I've started introducing a few of the Monster Red now into the mix. So yeah, that's going to be my winter bait. So I'm going to slowly get over onto the Monster Red. But yeah, this certainly like the pineaphell. Lovely old job. £23.12. Starting to get amongst them a bit now. Yeah, look at that. Big old fat old gut on it. £23.12. Chuffed to bits with that. Nice one. Put some propolis on his face and get it back. Nice one. Yeah, another one ticked off the list. So I'm hoping to get another one on this session. Only here just for tonight now, and I'll probably be gone tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow lunchtime I should say. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do now is get the rods in, change the rigs over, get them back on the spot skin, just sit back and hopefully we'll have another fish. So yeah, let's get back to you in a bit. So that's the solid bag rigs took off now. I'm changing back over to the helicopter rig again. For those who follow my vlogs, you'll know I'm an avid user of the helicopter setup, and I probably use it for about 98% of my fishing. The reason I use the helicopter setup is because I think it's made correctly. It's the safest leader setup out there. So this is my setup. Basically this is a metre length of our chain core leader, and I think a great innovation or a brilliant invention that's been out a few years now is these no trace beads. I used to use a normal bead. I don't use them anymore. I always use these no trace beads on all of our leaders. The reason this is a good thing is because basically as soon as that pulls off that rubber, the bead comes off. If you look on that bead there, it's got a slit in it which allows the bead to basically just fall off the leader. If that was a normal bead on there, basically what would have to happen for the rig to eject, basically that bead would have to slide all the way up to the end of the leader before it came off. So if there's a kink in the leader, which lead core is renowned for kinking, if there's a kink in the leader, or there's a bit of weed on the line, or there's a knot in it and you haven't noticed, or basically getting up to the end of the splice, because a splice is usually double the width of the leader material, sometimes that can stop the bead from pulling off. If the bead doesn't come off, then the rig won't slide off. This chain core is pretty good because it doesn't kink. If you look at that now, I've got that and I'm squeezing that and that just will not kink up. Lead core is really bad for it. Probably why lead core is banned on most waters now, not only because of the lead content but because it's just an unsafe lead material to use. Again, with the chain core or with any lead free leader, as you can see I've got it in my hand now, it's all scrunched up, but it will just fall out and it will just go back to how it is. If you did that with lead core and you scrunched it up in your hand, it would just stay as one lump. So if you're using helicopter rigs, try and make them quite safe. There's no reason not to make them safe now. If you look back on my vlogs, there's plenty of information on there on how to make helicopter leaders, and there's plenty of information out there online as well. Another thing that I think makes these leaders safe, or the way I tie them anyway, is basically I use a really big eye ring swivel there. So basically this is just a quick chain swivel, but it's got a really big eye on that, so there's no way that's not going to slide off that leader, even over that rubber there. So going down to the end of the leader, so basically I've just got just a bead at the bottom there. That's pushed right down to the bottom at the moment because I'm just fishing basically over quite a clear bottom. If I was fishing over deep silt or a little bit of weed on the bottom, I might move that up a little bit just to give that a bit of a distance between the rig and the lead, just in case the lead sinks into the silt. Got the heli safe on there. Again, I'm using a heli safe on here is because that's part of the rules. You've got to reject the lead. In my mind, helicopter rigs, you should really have a fixed lead on the end. The reason I think you should have a fixed lead on the end, because if there's nothing on the end of this part of the leader here, and you want to pull the bead off, and there's nothing on there, there's no resistance. There's no resistance for the fish to be able to pull that bead off. If you've got a fixed lead on there, there's going to be a bit of resistance. So basically, if the fish is pulling that leader along the bottom and it's trying to eject that rig, or trying to push the bead up, basically if there's a lead on there, it can dig in, it'll give resistance, and it'll allow the fish to pull that bead off. But like I say, because on the rules on here you've got to have a lead ejection system, that's what I'm using. Rig wise for this session, I'm going to change it up a little bit on one of my other setups, but for this one I'm just using the faithful old Hinge stiff rig with the pineapple pop up on there. Size 7 Thinking Anglers choddy hook, bit of quarter mouth trap tied with an Albright knot to our semi-stiff black coated hook link on there. That's in 25 pound. So yeah, that's the setup I'm going to be using on that rod. I'm probably going to be using it on another one of my other rods as well. And just get this one on the right hand spot down there, just off the lily beds. It is really clear down there, so I'm going to try and change it up a little bit, and I'm going to go for a balanced bottom bait on that. So on there I've got the Monster Red, one of the Monster Red balanced bottom baits, and that's just going to basically sit on the bottom like so, and that's just like a little blowback rig there. Again, just tied to about 8 inches of our silk black coated hook link, and that's just going to sit like that, and that's just a size 7 fang, Nash fang hook on there. Again, tied to the about a metre length of our Nexus chain core with just a little 2-ounce lead on that. So yeah, that's what's worked for me before. Hopefully that'll work again on this session. It's getting to about 9 o'clock now, so I'm going to get these rods out, sit back and try and be a little bit quiet, and hopefully the fish will come back into this corner. So let's get these on, get the rods out. Well, that's all 3 rods out on the spots now, and they went out pretty bang on, to be honest. I've changed one of my spots. Basically I was fishing to that bush over there, but the swans are just coming in and they're just devastating it. Every half an hour they're just coming in over there and just clearing it out, but it's only about 18 inches 2 foot deep over there. So what I've done is I've moved a bit further down now. There's a lily bed just there, and there's one just over there next to there. You've got like a swim between them. I've seen a couple of fish showing over there, so one of them nutted out earlier, and that was a lovely dark mirror by the looks of it. So yeah, I've put one a bit further out and put them over there on the Hinge stiff rig with a yellow pineapple on. And I'm sticking to this spot out here as well between these 2 lily beds. I say lily beds, there's about 2 leaves on the top now that you can see. Yeah, everything's dying off now. The water's really cold. You can really feel it when I go in the water. The waders on. You can really feel how cold the water is now. So yeah, them little markers will be gone soon. So I've got my little sight marker over there, swim free. So I know where to aim for to get to that spot again. And yeah, I've got another Hinge stiff rig on there with the pineapple on. And if you want to see how I tie my Hinge stiff rig, just check the video out. I'll leave a link up here. I've made a little video and put it on YouTube. Just shows you how I tie my Hinge stiff rig using the Albright knot. I'd rather use the Albright knot, to be honest, than using a swivel. I don't really like too much clutter on the Hinge stiff rig. If you just use the Albright knot, it's a lot easier to balance your pop up, and it just makes it a little bit more sensitive. And yeah, the hinge section as well, you can really gauge how high you want it. It's really easy to make the hinge stiff section, or the hinge section, how high you want it with the Albright knot. When you use a swivel, it's quite difficult to tie the knot, and when you pull it, it usually tends to go half an inch more than you really wanted it. So yeah, check that video out. Like I say, I'll leave a link up here and also leave a link in the description as well. Go have a look at that and comment on that. Let me know what you think. And yeah, this one down here I've got, it's just sticking to this spot. I haven't had a fish off there for a few weeks, but yeah, it does look prime down there. And like I say, all these lily pads are now dying off, so it's really clear down there. I think the swans have been coming in, clearing the pouch. I've been baiting the whole area. When I've been leaving, I've been putting like 2 or 3 kilos out at a time. Not using a lot of bait whilst I'm here, just a little pouch full of broken boilies over each spot. But when I've been leaving, I've just been putting about 2 or 3 kilos in the whole area, just spraying it all around. And yeah, with the swans coming in, I think, and with the cold water and all the weed and everything dying off now, I think you know, everywhere's now starting to clear up, so there's quite a few clear spots out there. So yeah, I've put the balanced bottom bait on that, the Monster Red balanced bottom bait on that. And because I think they're just going to come in this area and just like mooching about in between the lily beds, so I didn't want anything too blatant. And yeah, I'm just going to stick with the pineapples for the time being on the hinge stiffs, and then we'll see how we go. Bait wise, I'm starting to put a bit more of the Monster Red in now. I'm sticking with the Creamino, trying to slow down with the Atlantic Heat and the Royal Marine now. And I'm just going to start putting a bit more of the Monster Red in. That's quite a good winter bait. I mean, that's good all year round bait, but I think that'll come into its own in the winter. It's a bird food bait for a start. It's got a real nice creamy, spicy smell to it, and it's really soft and easy digestible as well. It's sort of got like a red dye in it as well, so it must give off like a red hue in the water as well, which has got to be extra attraction. So yeah, that's my baiting strategy, and I'm just going to keep the bait going in over the winter, I think, and just try and keep them coming up into this corner. Only me and another guy on at the minute. You've got Andy, who's just down the bottom there. He's been on for a couple of nights now, and yeah, he's a good angler, Andy. Very rarely he comes down here and blanks, and he's had a couple of fish out of here that hadn't been seen for a few years, or one that had never been caught before. There was a 30 that came out that had never been caught before, so yeah, it'd be good to see Andy get another one. But over the course of the last few weeks, I've just seen the fish and they've just been moving up and down this bank all the time. I've not really seen anything over there, over the other side of the other bank, but they've just been moving up and down this bank. I think probably because more people have been fishing this side this year, and plenty of bait going in over there as well. So, but they seem to start down the bottom there, and then they just seem to work their way up in the afternoon and in the evenings. Most of the bites I've had, well, all the bites I've had out of here, apart from the football common, were night bites. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chill out for a little bit and sit back and keep out of the way, back from the water, and hopefully they do come in. But yeah, I'm really enjoying getting out fishing again now, really enjoying my own fishing again, really enjoying my own filming again, really enjoying using my own gear again, to be honest. I've got my tawnies, brand new set of tawnies, had them a couple of months now, and they already sound like they're 30 years old, which is a tawny trait, which is cool, which I like. And I bought myself a set of the shallow spools because I'm using braid now. You're allowed to use braid on JB, which is good. And this is a new braid that I'm trialling. It's £25 and it sinks like a brick. Real nice stuff. And yeah, I got the shallow spools. I think they hold about 150 metres of this braid, so that's more than enough for JB pool. And they come with them little wrap stickers on them as well, which I think I'm going to take off because I don't really like them. So, and in fact, one of them's now starting to peel off anyway, so that's not so good. Got the Western Developments shallow spools as well, speed caps I mean, and they're a must. They really are a must on these reels. Also got my Delcom Standard Pluses. Had these years, never had any issues with them at all, wind, rain or shine, they never let me down. If you're wondering what they are, they're dongles, and they're basically for ATTS receiver. So I can have a receiver on them as well, because the TXI receiver doesn't really work on them. Well, it doesn't work at all on them. You just plug them dongles in the bottom and yeah, it's a receiver. Got the old stows on there. And like I mentioned in one of my other vlogs, brand new set of Nash Pursuits. Not the newest of rods, but I had a set of these years ago and I loved them to bits. and I saw these at a bargain price, brand new bargain price, so yeah, I bought a set, £3.5, test 12 foot. The only thing I don't like are them little round balls on the ends. When you lean them up against your bivvy, they seem to slide about a little bit, so I might take them to Bob at Foster's and get them changed, and I might treat myself to a set of Alp seats as well while I'm there. So yeah, lovely setup, really like it, really like using it. And I've got my Tempest with me as well this time, and yeah, a bit of overkill. I bought the wrap as well, put the wrap on because I thought it was going to be quite cold, but yeah, that served me well as well, this Tempest. I've used this many winters, and yeah, with a little Coleman petrol stove in there, keeps you lovely and warm. Bit of overkill for this session, I know, but nice to get it out and give it an air and ready for the winter. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is, like I say, get the kettle on, sit back from the water, and hopefully then fish will start moving in. Be nice to have another fish for this session, but I don't mind if I blank. You got to blank sometimes, so I'm going to just sit back, chill out for a bit, fingers crossed, and hope for a bite. Well, good morning. Very quiet night. After I switched the cameras and the lights and everything off last night, there was a couple of more crashes out, but they didn't seem as close as I thought they were to begin with, to be honest. It was quite quiet here last night, and like by the time I just turned everything off and actually sat and listened, they sounded a little bit further down. So perhaps they weren't moving up into this corner, but I have just seen, turn that around, diagonal it down a bit, I have just seen something crash out here. I say crash out, it was just a bit of a flick of a tail more than anything. Could have been a pike, but it was definitely a little bit bigger than a roach, so it's a little bit promising. And I have also seen something over the lily bed over there where I've got a rod. Something's just happened over there as well, just a swirl on the surface. But yeah, it's now starting to drizzle a bit, so I think what I'm going to do is get the bivvy down, get that packed away before that gets soaked again. Like I say, lucky I just got the wrap on, so when I get home all I've got to just do is dry the wrap out and the bivvy should be dry. So yeah, lovely autumn morning. It's quite misty this morning as well, very damp. Yeah, I'm definitely getting into autumn now, or in the throes of autumn now I should say. All the leaves are now turning yellow, brown and red, starting to drop off the floors, just covered in leaves. Lovely time of year, I love it. So yeah, I think what I might do before I go as well, I might just have a look over the other side there in the channel. I had a guy come down yesterday and he was telling me that he was doing a little bit of pike fishing. He said he saw about 7 fish in the channel yesterday. So it might be worth having a look over there and putting a bit of bait in over there. It's been totally unfishable this year. It's been really weedy in that channel, so but it looks like it's clearing now, so I might go over there and put a bit of bait in there before I go, and perhaps have a go in there next time. So what we'll do now is I'm going to start packing my gear away, and I'll get back to you in a bit. So see you in a bit. Well, that's it now. That's all the gear packed away on the barrow. Fully loaded up now, so I'm ready to go. And yeah, it's a shame really. I was really confident I was going to get a fish on this session. But yeah, maybe next time. I'll be not on day shift next week, so I'll come down after days. I'll probably do a couple of nights next week. And yeah, I'll get the camera out on that session, so hopefully I'll have one. But yeah, it's looking good out there today. It's looking prime for a bite. It's just a shame I've got to go home. Like I say, the dog's on his own, so I can't leave him for too long. But yeah, I've put a bit of bait out, spread it around the area again, and hopefully just to keep this corner going. But what I'm going to do is probably going to have a look around at some other spots as well. Baited up here a little while ago, and I know this has done quite well in the past. It was totally unfishable summer because it was just bottom to surface were weed. So yeah, it was totally unfishable. But yeah, I know it's done a few fish in the past. And yeah, this is a swim called the Channel. It's got a nice little swim as well. Nice and tucked away. Basically, that's the small pool up there. Just darken that down a bit. That's the small pool up there. That just goes through to the small pool, and hence the reason it's called the Channel, because that's just a channel between the big pool and the small pool. And you've got some quite nice little swims over there. There's one over there called 40s. You've got the old bailiff swim over there, and you can still see the remnants of all the lilies there. And in the summer, those lilies were right the way around here. Massive lily bed there, and you've got all those snags across the back there. So yeah, I might actually, I've been around here and I have put a little bit of bait in a few spots. So as you can see, the swans are starting to dip down on a bit of it already, so they're a pain in the arse still. So yeah, really looking forward to winter on here, to be honest. Being a shallow pool, that's probably going to be quite good for the winter, so I'll just show you the point as well. So this is the point. You've got quite a few nice little swims on here. You've got this little one down here, so you can fish through over there, underneath that willow over there. And then basically, there's 3 swims on here, but I don't think you'd want to be on here with 2 more people. There's a lot of water from here. I've never actually fished this, to be honest. There's a lot of water on here, so might be worth a go. Rob, the fishery manager, just told me there's some nice clear spots out there and some deep holes as well. So yeah, might be worth a look at some point. Just brighten that up a bit again. So yeah, it's just time for me to leave now. So I'd just like to thank everyone for watching again. Thanks for watching my last vlog as well. That's done really well, and all your comments on there and the likes. And don't forget to comment on this vlog and like this vlog as well. The more comments and likes I get, the better it does on YouTube. So thanks everyone for your support again. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out our new website, www.acarpyconnection.co.uk. I'll leave a link in the description so you can go and have a look at that. And also our Facebook group as well, A Carpy Connection. And our Instagram as well, that's doing quite well at the moment, but it'd be nice to get a few more followers on there. So if you're on Instagram, check that out. That's at A Carpy Connection. Give us a follow on there and have a check out some of our pictures and give us some likes on there. So yeah, be back down next week. So hopefully get another vlog out pretty soon. Sorry, this is a short one. That's a bit of a blank one, but we've all got a blank at some point. So once again, thanks everyone for your support. Thanks for watching. Until next time, be lucky.